We continue with the question 3. Apply application of completing the square. Solve each equation by completing the square, giving your answer as simply as possible in terms of where approximate. Okay, this means you have to using the completing the square to solve the equation. So how can you apply? Look at this. I will take question A first. Y square minus the 2y first, and we recognize the value of b is 2. Plus 2 square minus 2 square and plus 2 equal to 0. So the first three terms equal to y minus 2 square and minus 2 equal to 0. Y minus 2 square equal to 2. And I want to take the square root of the both sides of the equation. And remember, the square root of the something square is equal to absolute value of a. It means it can be equal to a if a greater than or equal to 0, or minus a if a less than 0. So this equation will be equal to the absolute value of the y minus 2 equal to square root of 2. So I have two cases. The first one, y minus 2, only y minus 2, not absolute value anymore, equal to square root of 2. And the new one is y minus 2 equal to minus square root of 2. So from this one, you will get the y equal to y of 2 plus square root of 2. And this one is 2 minus square root 2. Just a little bit complicated than the question 1 and 2, but I hope you can understand because we will practice a lot. Question B. B square a square plus 2ab is means 2a times with b here, so plus 1 square and minus 1 square and minus 2 equal to 0. So the first three terms will be equal to 3p plus 1 square, and minus 1 minus 3 is mean minus 3. So this one will be equal to h plus 1 square equal to 3. So I take the square root both sides of the equation, and to get the square root of p plus 1 square, it means its absolute value of p plus 1 equal to square root of 3. So p plus 1 have to be equal to two cases. First one is this, and the second one is the minus square root of 3. So p equal to minus 1 plus square root of 3, and p equal to minus 1 minus square root of 3. So you can solve the quadratic equation without using the delta formula. Okay. Question C. A square minus 2x. So the new factor it has to be equal to 3. B equal to 3, b square and plus 4. So the first three terms we can combine. H minus 3 square minus 9 plus 4 is mean minus 5 equal to 0. So h minus 3 square equal to 5. Take square root both sides. Absolute value of h minus 3 equal to square root 5. H minus 3 will have two cases. First one is positive, and the second one is negative. And the final result, h is 3 plus square root 5, and the second one is 3 minus square root 5. Yes? Question D. I rearrange the three terms of this question for easy to look. Yes. So you recognize a square is r square plus 2ab is mean 2r times with 5. So b equal to 5 plus b square minus 5 square plus 7 equal to 0. The first three terms then combine with the r plus 5 square and minus 25 plus 7 is mean the minus 18 equal to 0. So r plus 5 will be equal to 18 and you take square root. The square root is the absolute value of r plus 5 equal to this one. And another way you can write this equation is r plus 5 equal to plus or minus this one. So r will be equal to two values, 5 minus 5 plus or minus square root of 18. You can write your answer in this case, this form. Yes, you can understand. Question E, a little bit changing the form. So rearrange all of them. Equal to 0. So x squared minus 2ab b equal to 1 minus 11 equal to 0. So x minus 1 square minus 12 equal to 0. So x minus 1 square equal to 12 and take square root both sides. X minus 1 equal to square root of 12. So x minus 1 will be equal to plus or minus square root of 12 and x equal to 1 plus or minus 12. The right thing in this case it means x have two possible values, 1 plus square root of 12 or 1 minus square root of 12. Okay. Question F. You don't need to rewrite the form, so take immediately. Time with 6, so b equal to 6. B squared means 36 minus 36 minus 18 equal to 0. So x, a minus 6 will be equal to 54. Yes, take square root and a minus 6 absolute value equal to the square root of the 54. So a with minus 6 will be equal to plus or minus 54. So a equal to 6 plus or minus square root of 4. Question J. M squared minus 3m plus 1 m squared minus 2m. So time the new factor. The new factor time with 2m have to be equal to 3m. So you divide by 2 first, and then it's the one equal to m. We have 3m here time with 3. So we recognize the 3. The b is the 3 over 2. 3 over 2 square minus 3 over 2 plus 1. So m minus 3 over 2 square minus 9 over 4 plus 1. A little bit harder in calculation. Minus 9 over 4 plus 4 over 4 m minus 3 over 2 square and minus 5 over 4. So quite easy to recognize the value m minus 3 over 2 square. Oh no, not square anymore. Absolute value will be equal to 5 over 4. So m minus 2 over 3 equal to plus or minus 5 over 4. M equal to 3 over 2 plus or minus 5 over 4. And you can separate this case into the two possible values of m and to rewrite the detail. Okay? It's not too easy. The last one we add this way. I want to rearrange them. Okay, t square minus 2t and time with something here, and you have to equal to 7t. Divide by 2 first and time with 7. Okay, so b equal to 7 over 2 square and minus 7 over 2 square plus 9 equal to 0. B square minus, sorry, not square here, 2 minus 49 over 2 plus 9. I want to change 9 becomes a new fraction with the denominator equal to 4, it means 36 divided by 4 equal to 0. So t minus 7 over 2 square minus this one is 13 over 4. Yes, equal to 0. So t minus 7 over 2 square equal to 13 over 4. So t minus 7 over 2 absolute value 13 over 4, and t with minus 7 over 2 plus or minus 13 over 4, and t equal to 7 over 2 plus or minus 13 over 4. Oh no, sorry, it is a square root. Yes, I think you will right. Okay, you can continue with your partner with this exercise, the 4 new one, so it's not too difficult to finish. Okay, the new type of the exercise. By completing the square, find the maximum or minimum value of y and the value of x for which this occurs. State whether your value of x is maximum or minimum in each case. Okay, a new application of the completing the square technique. So this technique, this question is very useful and very popular to your exercise, your examination. So let's take care in this case, in this exercise. The first one, I have to y equal to sum x squared minus the 2x plus 7. So I want to rewrite y will be equal to x squared minus 2x1 plus 1 square minus 1 square plus 7. So y equal to the x minus 1 square minus 1 plus 7 plus 6. So new knowledge about this form is when you got some question, some number is square, this means it have to greater than or equal to 0. So look at this, I will analyze about this formula. X minus 1 square always greater than or equal to 0. So when in this inequality, I will add 6 the both sides of this equality, so we will got this one. And x minus 1 square plus 6 equal to y. And is greater than or equal to 6. Greater than or equal to 6 is mean y you will have the minimum value equal to 6. So which value of x to get the y equal to 0 to equal to 6? Y equal to 6, this means this one has to be equal to 6. And in this case have to be equal to 0. So x have to be equal to 1. For the value of y get the minimum value equal to 6. Okay, don't worry. Maybe you haven't understand yet, but you can apply with me. The new one. Sorry. Question B. X squared plus 2x times with 1 and plus 1 square minus 1 square minus 3. So h plus 1 square minus 1 minus 3 minus 4. In the same way, h plus 1 square is greater than or equal to 0 because it is square. So I will minus 4 the both sides in the inequality. So this side equal to y greater than or equal to minus 4. It means y have the minimum value equal to minus 4. It means y equal to get the mean values when this one get the mean value equal to minus 4 and this one have to be equal to 0. H plus 1 square have to be equal to 0 for y get the minimum value. So h equal to minus 1. Question C. Rearrange first. And this y equal to h square minus 2h times with 3 plus 3 square minus 3 square and plus 1. H minus 3 square and minus 8 because minus 3 square minus 9 minus 9 plus 1 is minus 8. So h minus 3 square greater than or equal to 0. H minus 3 square minus 8 will be greater than or equal to minus 8. So it means y have to be greater than or equal to minus 8. We will got the y mean equal to the minus 8 at h minus 3 square equal to 0. It means h have to be equal to 3. Okay. Question D, question and the question F is the same, so that's quite easy to calculation. But the difference in the question E, so I want to fix question E first. The first one I want to change from the minus 1, the coefficient of the second degree variable have to be equal to 1. So I take the minus 1 outside. Inside the bracket, so h square minus 2h times with 2. The value of b is 2, so plus square minus 2 square and minus 4 is real right. Just step by step, we need to do this quick. The first three terms is square and minus 2 square minus 4 equal to minus 8. And expand the new one. Plus 8 is not minus 8 anymore because the outside you got the factor of the minus 1. Minus 1 times minus 8 equal to plus 8. So a little bit different when you understand about this one. Greater than or equal to 0. But when you want to change from the h minus 2 square greater than or equal to minus 1 inequality to change you time the minus 1, it means the negative number with the both sides of this inequality. You have to change the sign from the greater than or equal become to the less than or equal minus, and the minus 0 is means 0. So and then you add 8 in the both sides of the inequality, less than or equal to 8. So the value of y here, we won't have the minimum value of y. Y will get the maximum because in this case y less than or equal to 8. So the maximum value of y equal to 8. So where at h minus 2 have to be equal to 0. The sign of this inequality have to be equal to together. So h will be equal to 2. The key point here is when you got the a square always greater than or equal to 0, but when you time both sides of the inequality with the negative number, you have to change the sign, or you have to change the direction of the inequality. This means the minus a square has to be less than or equal to 0. So the key point of this exercise is here. And you can apply this one with your homework. Question G, H, Y, J, K, L, okay, by yourself. The same operation will be applied for both 6 questions in here. Okay, thank you so much for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe my channel if you want to get more video about the algebra, arithmetic, or some topic in the A level or IB program. Thank you so much.